Yeah. OnChain revolution, you're not bullish enough. OnChain revolution, you're not bullish enough. Every day we steady looking at the market, and we gon' tell you how to get started. Chain abstraction, fear and greed index, always looking at price action. Roll call in advance, you don't even gotta mention. I swap it in the deck, you're not bullish enough. Traded in the segs, you ain't trenching enough. We do that market recap. Too much Bitcoin, gotta go to rehab. Shizzy and Yagobi. OnChain revolution, network in the art. Every day we go live, baby, you know where we are. We mention all the networks and the crypto. Need some more liquidity, flipping and trading is the recipe. Too many protocols to count. I get high and I'm never coming down. Number go up, then I'ma say peace. Yeah, you thought that I was gonna leave. Yeah, we just getting started, man. OnChain revolution. Every day. Bring the beat back. Eyes everywhere, gotta be careful with volatile meme coins. You can get some bread if you round trip it, then you gon' regret. All this information in my head. BYOR, touch grass instead. Nobody really knows how it's gonna end up today. Somebody gotta tell you what's happening today. I don't let the money change me, no way. OnChain revolution, here to stay. Yeah, say I'm sage, man. Voodoo 2 on the way. Yeah, Nicky's. Yeah, OnChain revolution. OnChain. Hey, OnChain revolution. Bitcoin not an illusion. Market recap, then I do a roll call. You're not bullish in the vocal. Look at the price action, yeah, send it to the deck. Sell it through the spec. Ordinals the best. Too much Bitcoin, gotta go to read. If you end up bearish, gotta put the knee pad. Let me see the comments. Look at the fear and greed index. Bridge. Look at the chart.
Welcome back to OnChain Revolution. My name is Shizzy on the channel to cover the entire Bitcoin crypto ecosystem. What's up, guys? We have an amazing show for you guys today. We're live for another OnChain hour, and this one is going to be absolutely awesome, guys, because we got Bitcoin grinding back up right now, getting over that 119, 114 right now. Exciting, guys. Ethereum up at back over 3,700. This is a really good sign for the markets right now. We do need to start grinding back up to have a good rest of the week. A little bit of downtrend. You do see a lot of traders taking profit right here, but nothing to worry about. It is still on bull run, in my opinion. This is going to be a very bullish week. A lot of amazing news. I mean, Donald Trump's DJT becomes the 5th largest holder of Bitcoin institution-wise, right? Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. A lot of amazing stuff. The SEC chairman comes out and says Ethereum is not a security. This is something we begged Gary Gensler to say. We begged him, just give it to us. Just tell us it's not a security, because we all know it's not, right? So it is feeling good, guys. It's feeling really good. We do have, the Fed meeting in 8 days. A lot of people are expecting a no cut, but what if we get one, right? It's always it's always there. Coinbase launches futures. You can now go long or short on Coinbase. Think about that for a second. That's something I never thought would ever happen. Coinbase futures are now live. Really exciting for that. Just going down the line here, people are saying that Jerome might retire or resign, right? That's really big. SharpLink, what a monster purchase. We're going to get into that and so much more, guys. But without further ado, my partner here, as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What's up?
What's up, man? How you feeling today, brother?
I feel great. So much adoptions happening for our industry from a, I guess a global and more specifically like our country, right? The US is just adopting crypto fast, but not just crypto in general. Runes adoption is here as well, right? We're hearing about that. Teasers here and there with the Kraken, what's going to be the next rune that gets, onboarded to their platform. But there's just a lot to be bullish about. And look, we still got a good 5 months, to end the year. And I think we have 5 months to really get locked in, get focused, don't get tripped up, because there's going to be moments where you might feel tripped up because pullbacks here and there. But, this is the 5 months that I think we're going to enjoy way more than the first half of the year.
Yeah, 100% agree. I'm curious though, because like we're both in kind of different camps. You think it's going to be the top in this November, December. I'm thinking the top's going to be April, May. What's your plan though if November, December is not the top? Like, let's just say you do exit a lot of your positions. It's maybe it's top feely. It feels a little toppy. And that point, what's your plan if January and February are really bullish?
Well, I need to really start having the mentality if there will always be another opportunity. I think the
Yeah.
people that have the most success in our space have that nailed down, right?
Yeah.
So when I say that, that doesn't mean be dumb and get out of all your positions just whenever you're up like a certain like smaller percentage or whatever your strategy is, that's your strategy. But the ones that feel like, okay, this is it, this is my home run, or I don't, that's where I think people get in trouble a little bit. Now it's harder to get in trouble whenever you're in the season that we're going into. So in your case, or in that case that you just asked me, I think I'd be okay because I would look for other opportunities in the beginning of Q1. It might not be the same opportunities that thrive through Q4 and Q1, but there will always be new ones because whenever people are making lots of money, they try to create new opportunities for others to make lots of money so they can actually probably dump on them. But you got to know how to play the game, right? And so that's my mentality would be.
Yeah, it's really smart. Don't if you exit something, don't feel like you need to buy it higher than you sold it, right? Find something else, find the next big thing. And that's everyone's always chasing that next big thing. So there'll always be a next big thing because, if 10,000 people are all chasing the next thing and they see something that looks shiny and looks amazing, then they're all going to kind of get into it once. And that's going to create that next leg. Well, yeah, 100%. And you're right, though, too. It's like a lot of times, too, like if you go back to cycles, like Doge ran and then you had Shiba. Right. And then after Shiba, you had, 5 other ones, right? There was always an opportunity to catch the next thing. You just got to be paying attention, and it pays to pay attention 100%.
Yep. Exactly.
Before we get into our topics today, Hydro Sapien said, "You guys work hard and I love the podcast. It's best crypto show ever. 1,000% super bullish, 100%. He's celebrating his 1 month today. Congratulations. You're a member of ours for 1 month. We really appreciate you, Hydro Sapien. And then my guy, Lackey Lukey, 16 months of membership. Absolute legend, bro. We appreciate
that,
man. Dude, 16 months is a long time. I mean, have we been going live for 16 months?
I think so. Maybe not, but we've had our membership there for longer than we've been going live. So
Yep. Absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. But let's jump into our main topics of today. So the first one, obviously, Trump Media Technology Group, DJT, has become the 5th largest corporate Bitcoin holder. Yesterday, they had amassed $2 billion in Bitcoin and BTC-related assets, making up 2/3 of its $3 billion liquid holdings. So DJT, I was actually looking into how they were able to afford this. They're selling stock down. Like, they're selling down their stock, which is so funny to me. That's like the biggest option. We're just going to dump our stock into the market and buy Bitcoin with it. But hey, 5th
everybody's doing it.
Bitcoin. Yeah,
everybody's doing it, right? It's the strategy. Yeah. I'm sure TradFi guys hate that, but that's what's happening since MicroStrategy started doing it. Now they obviously tweaked their strategy with it. They started this new stock ticker that's dedicated to that, but you can earn from that. But yeah, I mean, look, I think we're gonna see more and more of this. So kudos to them for becoming 5th largest. That's a big accomplishment there.
Yeah, 100%. Insane. Don Jr. is one of the head guys here who kind of runs this company, and he's just so bullish crypto right now. I mean, that gotta say stuff to a lot of people. Let's just say the people who are not the biggest crypto guys. If you see someone like Don Jr. who controls, these big entities for his father, who's the president of the United States, I mean, you gotta at least start paying attention, right?
Yeah, because it's not just him that's making these decisions. Yes, he might be like the leader of the kids that's, taking over things, but there's, a council that goes into all that, right? And I'm sure that things have to at least get like, run by the big guy or something. Maybe now, not right now because he's president. He has bigger things on his plate, but there's a checks and balances because at the end of the day, their goal will always be to grow their, generational wealth and, so they can pass that down.
Yeah, 100%. Couldn't agree more. Next thing here is SEC Chairman Paul Atkins, the guy who took over for Gary Gensler, officially says ETH is not a security. Long time coming.
GG couldn't say it. He didn't want to say it. He knew everybody wanted it. That's why I think he didn't say it, even though you could tell he knew that it wasn't, right? Like when he would be asked about it, he's like, well, can't, this is how we view the assets over in the digital asset world. And he just danced around it. But now the new SEC chair just straight up says, hey, look, no need to dance. This is what it is.
I love it. I love Paul Atkins. I love this this new SEC type of feel to them. It's just crazy when I used to hear the words SEC. I used to like just like disgust, dude. Yeah, full on cringe. And now it's like I hear the word SEC and I'm like I see like a bright light. I'm like, oh, I like those guys. It's crazy. It's crazy what administration change.
Imagine being Hester Pierce in the last administration. I mean, she was like wanting to scream from a mountaintop that like, hey, we should be doing things differently. Now she has that ability to really speak her mind and do things the way she thinks they should be done.
100%. And then the last thing, part of our title here is Coinbase officially launches perpetual future trading in the United States. You're somebody who does like perps. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about Coinbase officially doing it? Are you going to use it?
I think I'll probably stick to, I like the on-chain ones, right? So like Artura is definitely going to be one that I mess with a lot just because they're going to have different assets. I'm not going to be able to trade dog on Coinbase, but I can trade dog on Artura, right? And I got a better feel from that. Obviously, Artura is going to build up their liquidity to make it a stronger platform. And so I think once that happens, more people will feel like better about that. And but in terms of Coinbase, this is big because this is not something that was offered to the public. It was a big kind of no-no, and always had to turn a VPN on if you were going to do any type of leverage trading and stuff like that. So it changes the dynamics of the U.S. market and as well, right? The financial markets. You could always trade margin and TradFi, no problem, which is still risky, but it's geared more towards options. And I think a lot of maybe TradFi guys that aren't used to trading perps is probably going to try to dabble here and realize that it's not as easy as trading options. But the ones that have been trading over here, they've already been doing it, right? Like you have the ones that in New York or wherever they're located, they do this for a day-to-day. So it won't be much of a change for them. I think it's going to be just a big change for the everyday person, right? That decides, hey, wow, I can use. So I think there should definitely be some, hey, be careful type of messaging, right, from Coinbase, because at the end of the day, you don't want regular people to get wrecked really hard and think I can borrow to trade and stuff. I don't have to have this much money.
Yeah, that's true. 100%. I'm curious how much leverage. What do you think their leverage is going to be? I can't see them doing like allowing you anything over to like 20x.
There's probably a phase-in process, I would imagine, right?
Gotcha.
If you just signed up for a Coinbase account, you probably can't do anything more than 3, maybe 5. And the more that you show your experience, they'll probably increase it, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah. It's kind of like we'll say kind of
baby steps.
It's like they don't let you into the big boy room right away. You got to earn your stripes for sure. Yesterday the S&P 500 hit an all-time high of 63.05, and today it is continuing that. So we're at 63.33, so new all-time high again today. We had this V-shaped recovery here, which I mean, dude, this V-shaped recovery looks very similar to what we seen in 2020 COVID. I mean, just the way it dipped. I mean, obviously COVID was a lot deeper of a cut, but this V-shaped recovery usually means we're going to be riding this for a little while, man. I mean, S&P going to 7,000 by like next February is kind of on my bingo card. And I think that's going to let the crypto ecosystem really ride that train with it. Obviously, dude, everything is shaping up right now and everything looks so bullish for the at least the next 6 to 12 months.
Yeah. And the S&P affects MicroStrategy, right? Because aren't they a part of that now?
Yeah. MicroStrategy, Block is in there. A couple, no miners yet, but there's rumored to be some miners that going in as well. Maybe Riot or Mara.
Yeah. And so when the traditional markets go up, it does typically affect Bitcoin, and it's right. MicroStrategy, as they're able to have more capital and stuff like that. So Bitcoin's relationship with TradFi has completely changed this cycle.
Yeah.
It's kind of like they're in the room, and not only are they in the room, they're the hot commodity in the room. So
100%. Well, they're risk on, right? And usually what happens, it does take, all-time highs for a lot of these traders to go risk on, because they're all kind of battling themselves, right? A lot of these big hedge funds, they always try to be the best. They're always trying to make the most gains for their clients so they can bring on more clients. They want to show when they go talk to a new client, especially a bigger one, about coming from one hedge fund to the other, they're showing them, hey, we made our clients 29%. And how do you do that? Well, you get risk on. You have to get into riskier and riskier things to make more and more profit. Crypto is the riskiest asset class out there by far. I mean, the only thing more risky than crypto is taking leverage in crypto, right? Oh yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, this is the riskiest thing, and like buying stuff like ADA to them is very risk on. For us, that's ADA is one of the stronger ones to us, right? XRP, that's risk on to them. To us, that's one of the stronger ones. We're in stuff with like $10 million market caps. They're getting in stuff with, $10 billion market caps. But yeah, I think this is a really good sign that risk on is about to start, which kind of glides into everything else, right? Bull run, the money supply, the DXY drop in, that beautiful new bill bringing tons of inflation in the market, tons of new money into the market. Everything is pointing up right now.
Yeah, everything is pointing up. I think one of the last things that might break the floodgates is that rate cut, right? And I think we don't typically see the positive results until like a month and maybe a month and a half after that, to where it gets really hyper aggressive. So we'll see. But I think the mentality is already there for most people that maybe that happens sooner, just because they're like, come on, this is the last thing. Let's get it done.
Yeah.
Right. And then you have to remember, people start shopping once rate cuts start happening. And Trump's goal is to get the Fed rate down to 1%. That would be wild, right? If that could happen. If it happens, I think that's a big party for what I mean. I mean, in terms of the U.S. national debt and interest payments, obviously that's ideal for the U.S. Economy and government. But getting it there, it's going to be tough. But let's start with a rate cut. I think that's where we can start.
And the thing is, too, is like a lot of times rate cuts are kind of baked in. There's only one rate cut baked in right now. People are only thinking that we're going to get one rate cut, and it might not. I mean, if you go look at Polymarket, it's basically a 97% chance for July. We're talking 46% chance for September, and then I think it's like 60% chance for November. So there's only one or two rate cuts baked in. What if we get four? Like, what if we get four? Like,
before the end of the year?
I mean, there's 4 meetings left. What if we get, what if Jerome kind of comes in and says, you know what, I think Donald's right here. I think, the tariffs aren't causing as much inflation as I originally thought. So the plan is we're going to cut rates here. We're just going to do a little small one, 0.25. What if we get a full point by the end of the year? What if he does resign? So going to the next thing here, Federal Housing Director Pulte, who was assigned by Trump, says Fed Chairman Powell's resignation speech is coming soon. If he resigns, we're getting a rate cut in July.
Oh, you think so? You think they'll push it?
I mean,
the
interim Fed chairman is going to want to keep that job. How do you keep that job?
Yeah,
you do what Trump wants. Like,
yeah, I mean, it'll be wild if it was like a day before he announces it.
What if they force him to cut rates and he's like, I'm not doing it, and I quit?
Who? The backup?
Powell.
Oh, yeah. But that could be what's I mean, I don't know what the pressure could even look like. Obviously, there's been pressure from media channels. It's like basically him speaking out, kind of talking crap about him, this entire time, this entire year. He's probably tired of that, but he's also, maybe he's not happy because the people voting are like wanting to do it too, because they're just kind of like, hey, well, I mean, there's no reason not to. And so maybe he's like, well, I'll resign if we vote for it or something. We don't know what's happening, right? Behind the curtain there. But this is like being mentioned one too many times in the headlines that he's going to be, retiring here. And you have Congresswoman, I forgot her name, Luna is her last name, but she said 99% sure. Yeah. 99%. I mean, like, how can you be 99% sure? That's crazy.
Unless you so the one thing she's saying is there is corruption behind the $2 billion that they need to $2 billion to do a building. You can build a city for $2 billion. I mean, think about that for a second. You're paying $2 billion to
Gold
fix up an
toilets,
old
bro.
building.
They got gold toilets up in there. No,
I mean, they probably do. Honestly, I can't imagine. Like,
yeah,
it's
and they're
incredible.
taking $2 billion of Fed money, but yet they're a privatized entity. It's kind of weird,
Yeah,
right?
I know.
That this is the second largest project for a building right after the FBI building. So
Yeah.
I think the budgets are like right there, but I mean, it does seem like it's a little too much. You know what I mean? Like
A lot of too
much. Yeah. Like, and it also makes me wonder about like the FBI building too. Like they're intelligent, so that I would not be shocked at all if that money didn't go like somewhere else, parts of it, but we'll never know.
Never know. You know, they got rid of Elon, the guy who was telling us. So SharpLink Gaming boosts ETH holdings by 29%. They have 29% more ETH today than they had yesterday.
Oh my God, that's a lot.
360,000 ETH after a record $258 million buy. This is MicroStrategy type of purchases now, right? MicroStrategy is the same thing. They were small in the beginning, they got bigger and bigger and bigger to the point where they're monsters. They're billions of dollars now, right? Like we're just under $1 billion every week. SharpLink is doing this every day. Like they see an opportunity right now, and they're full on gas pedal, bro. Their gas pedal is broken. It's to the floor and it's stuck there. It's crazy.
Yeah, they're going really hyper aggressive. But it's not just them. So I think they're getting validation too in other areas, right? And saying, oh, wow, you know, we respect this entity. We respect this person that heads this entity. I'm not going to say his name because we say it every single day, but you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, there it is. But you know, and so
I love Tom Lee,
they're just going. I mean, he's just right a lot. But they're just going full force right here. And so, you know, they don't care if there's going to be a little pullback with ETH. It gets back to 3,400. That's not where their focus is. Their focus is long term, and also that 6%, 6%, depending on, you know, the participation of what it is. But that's a lot of earning, right? And once they be able to start selling that down, their revenue is going to be crazy. This is a crazy era that we're in, to where, you know, companies that have capital backing of, you know, hundreds of millions of dollars come into this most easily like revenue creating phase. You know, it might just be for the next year and a half to where it's this easy, but they realize how easy it is because Bitcoin's going up when you zoom out, Ethereum's going up as well, but also you're earning a percentage off of the Ethereum that you're holding. When you're buying 360,000 Ethereum, that 6% is just so juicy, and to their, you know, board and shareholders, this is a no-brainer.
Yeah, 100%. And then you monkey see, monkey do, right? GameSquare Holdings bought 8,351 ETH, worth 30 million, and secured approval to expand its crypto treasury to 250 million. So not only were they able to buy 30 million, they approved potential selling down stock to buy more. The company also launched an Ethereum-based NFT yield strategy. So I went to ChatGPT and I said, yo, what the hell is their strategy? Leveraging DeFi primitives, stablecoin generating protocols, NFT fractionalization, lending, and other yield farming mechanics to extract 6 to 10% APR from NFT holdings and boost overall treasury income. So what they're basically doing, they're figuring out a way for you to basically stake your NFTs to get 6 to 10% APR from NFT holdings. I have no idea how they're going to do this. I mean,
Metaverse.
It just seems like a bunch of, it seems like a bunch of like, you know, buzzwords in here, right? Like that they're not actually giving you real, like how they're doing this stuff. But what do you think they're going to be doing? So GameSquare Holdings is going to be NFT yield strategy.
Hear me out. So my mind's going to go a little crazy here, but okay. Second gaming company, mind you, that's starting to go into this, right? And imagine a day to where you're playing a game, right? And you have your wallet connected. Instead of going to like the bank to, you know, get a CD or something, you just stake your ETH right then and there. They take 1%, you get 5%. You know what I mean? Now the security, you can talk about that, all that stuff. We'll see if that would be an issue, but I mean, who knows? We could be heading down this road in terms of just virtual banking, if you will, or virtual earning through yield and stuff like that. Instead of so you do get still some sort of experience, right? With your senses and stuff like that. But I don't know. Who knows where the future is going to hold? I know that this is the second gaming company. That doesn't mean that this is where this is heading, but they're offering this. This is something that they're talking about possibly offering.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. What if they sell NFTs and the NFT is a certain amount of Ethereum, right? So you come in, you buy an NFT, and it's staked Ethereum, and that is how you can redeem potentially your Ethereum if you want to, or you don't even have to buy the Ethereum. You can just go there, like mint their NFTs, and then you just sit in you just open your wallet one day and you have the Ethereum there, because each NFT is getting a certain amount of APY. I mean, I don't know where the hell they're going to get 6 to 10% APR from NFT holdings, but I mean, I'm here for it. I love DeFi. Let's get DGen, baby. Let's do it. Like,
yeah. And they could easily set up a business model where they profit a little bit to where you're not crushing the consumer. So you charge a little bit more, 5% more of what the ETH cost is per NFT.
Yeah.
You stake that NFT, you earn 5%, 4%, whatever, right? You just know that you're going to be getting it in your wallet or whatever, right? So there's many products that you can create through this, and this is just the start, man. This is just the start.
Well, speaking of creating products, Strategy filed for $500 million IPO to offer 5 million shares of STRC. What the hell, bro? They have the other one, STKE or whatever it is. I don't know. And now they're doing another one, STRC. Dude, Saylor is leveraging his leverage to leverage his leverage. Like, this is crazy.
I mean, like, dude, this is like, we know some degens, but this is degen activity here, man. I'm talking about, like, you remember last cycle when you're like, yo, like a project launches their 5th token, and you're like, hey, you got 4 other tokens here. You know what I mean? Why do you need another token? They're like, well, you can take this token and stake this token to stake this token, and then you get, like, you can wrap it up, and there's this huge, like, consolidation and compound interest that could really, I mean, in theory, I mean, eventually those tokens get worthless a bit, right? So I feel like that's kind of what he's doing here, but to the TradFi. So it's like the TradFi guys are the ones that are like, I don't know, man. That, like, this is like the 3rd stock that they have, right? The 3rd ticker. That's a bit worrisome for me on the TradFi side, not so much the Bitcoin side, because, like, Bitcoin go up, number go up,
Well, until Saylor has to sell Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Well, dude, so I guess we're both in agreement here. This is going to end badly.
we already thought that, but, like, now he's coming in and he's like, double down, triple down. You know what I mean? Like, we thought, like, okay, there's gonna be a day whenever, like, okay, he keeps leveraging his company, his stocks and stuff. Okay, I get it. If he stops here, maybe he's okay. No, he ain't stopping there. He's going higher. Okay, all right, it's a little worrisome. No, higher. Now I'm, like, worried. Now higher. It's like, where does this stop, right? But does it affect, I don't know, man. Like, there's got to be some sort of, so in my opinion, this is my humble opinion, I think this is where probably the SEC should probably do some counseling here and maybe be like, yo, hey, you're not in trouble yet, but, like, what's going on here? Like, come on. Like, you can't do this 3rd one.
I know, but at the same time, you have all these other companies doing it, right? Like, you have that Doge one that popped up, the Hyperliquid that popped up, the Litecoin one that popped up. You really can't, like, I don't know. I don't. It's scary. It's just scary. But, like, you're right. The SEC needs to step in here and say, "Hey, Michael, like, maybe we'll deny this one."
If I let you do this one, then you're gonna.
Can you please?
And if I let you do that one, you're gonna do another. You won't stop because you have a sickness in your head. No, I'm just kidding.
Who is buying this shit? Who is buying this ticker?
I mean, the last ticker he was guaranteeing a minimum of
yield.
Well. The guarantee was if they do profit or whatever, there was, like, a certain, but if they don't profit, then you miss out that month or whatever it is.
Yeah. So it wasn't guaranteed. They were saying they could get you 10 to 12% yield if you buy this ticker. So whatever money you put in, but then you're worried about
sounds like something, doesn't it? Sounds like
it
something.
really does. Is it messed up that I do want this to fail? I know it's going to destroy, like, crypto for a little while in the bear market, but I just don't like maxis that much. to where it's like you hate on everything we do, but then you just do it yourself. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's
But
just,
I don't
know.
consider Sailor the typical maxi though. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like
he's worse than the maxis. He doesn't even want to custody his own Bitcoin. At
no,
least the
no.
maxis want to custody their own shit.
That's what makes them different, is what I'm saying. Is that he's way more degen than them. They're very conservative when it comes to, well, at least they speak like they are, right? When it comes to Bitcoin and what in crypto is safe and the best, and there's only one. He's more open-minded. You know, so I wouldn't be shocked if one day like he starts dabbling with some other tokens. So
yeah, Ethereum and so on, for sure. Nasdaq-listed Bit Origin bought 40 million Doge worth of $10 million, marking its first purchase for its treasury strategy. So we do know they went public with the SPAC, Bit Origin, and now they're officially buying Doge. This is basically the same thing Michael Saylor is doing, right? Just with a different coin. So this is different. I do like it though, because I do feel like this is going to be a meme cycle. I think the memes are going to run the hardest, and I think Doge is going to be the leader of that. I mean, the Doge is the Bitcoin of memes, right? For the memes to go up, they need Doge and Shiba and a lot of the other ones to run first, and then you see the other ones running.
Yeah, I agree with that. Also, it depends on how they got the capital for this, right? That matters a lot. If it's something that was, you know, accessible and they didn't have to sell down too much of their shares or whatever, then I feel better. But yeah, to your point,
well, they did the IPO. So when you do an IPO, you automatically have to sell some into the market. That's kind of how it works, right? So you have to take shares and throw them in the market, but you get money back at your IPO price.
Gotcha. So Bit Origin just had their IPO. Is what you're saying?
Exactly.
Gotcha. Yeah, and they're using some of that for that. Okay. For the SPAC. Oh, gotcha. The SPAC situation. Okay. Yeah. I mean, Doge is the one that's going to kick things off, right? And like you said, well, for the memes. But yeah, good point.
But this is a Nasdaq listed company. This isn't just like, you know, this is already on the Nasdaq. Like, it's pretty nuts. $4.3 trillion JPMorgan considers offering loans backed by clients' cryptocurrency. So the guys who hated crypto, they don't want anything to do with it. You know, you have your CEO calling it a scam over and over and over. Meanwhile, you're buying it in the back end. But now you're going to let your clients take loans against their crypto that you're custodying for them. Shocker.
Yeah, well, I thought they specifically said Bitcoin and Ethereum. I'm pretty sure that's what they're going to go for, which, you know, to your point, though, they were calling Bitcoin Pet Rock and saying, or he was, Jamie Dimon specifically, was calling it Pet Rock, and it's going to go down, or it's not going to be, you know, it's not going to hold its value, all this stuff. But now they're offering loans against something that he thinks won't hold value. So it's very interesting. Maybe the board members are kind of like, shut up, old man, we're doing this.
Yeah. I can see him retiring this year, just being done with it, right?
I mean, he's so filthy rich anyway, so right off in the sunset.
But that's the thing: when they retire, they lose their power, and you know what I mean. It doesn't become, you know, like
about money anymore. Yeah,
it's never been about money. Probably the last 10.
Well, after you make that certain amount, for sure.
All right. Western Union CEO says the bank is looking into offering stablecoin products in its digital wallets to the customers around the world. Stablecoins are an opportunity, not a threat. This is total bullshit. This is just to make sure his stock doesn't dump. Stablecoins are the ultimate threat to Western Union, because now if I want to send money from here to Costa Rica, I say, hey, open up a MetaMask and send me your address. I can send them stablecoins, and if they're able to cash those stablecoins out for their native currency, whether that's, you know, pesos or whatever it is, I'm not sure what it is in Costa Rica, but whatever it is over there, if you can stablecoin to that, I mean, what do you need Western Union for? Like, Western Union is done. I mean, the days of taking cash on horseback from Montana to Maine is done, right? It's done. It's gone. But you know, what if you're using Western Union in 2025, you just don't understand innovation.
You probably have a big yellow phone book. You probably still read the newspaper, wait for it every morning. And that's cool if that's you. It's just there's a lot new stuff happening.
No one watches the show is like that. I hope not. Anyway.
Yeah, I was just kind of poking fun there. But look, I think that with this approach, honestly, so I'm gonna take their side a little bit here. I don't think that they're saying stable coins aren't a threat to them. I think they're saying it's not a threat in general, because I think for a while, you know, banking institutions and financial institutions looked at it that way. And then also the digital wallet that they have, there's a reason why they're not issuing a stable coin, and there's a reason why they want to create products for a stable coin, because by them creating products and not issue one, they're allowed to offer yield, right? Because you're not an issuer. So I think this is just a different business model from, sending money over. You'll be able to do that in the wallet, but I think they're saying, hey, well, if you don't send money, you can still hold your stables here and earn this much percent. So I think actually, I'll give them a little kudos here to stay relevant, is to maybe offer a yield bearing product and saying, hey, this is our way to survive and join, and instead of just standing on the sidelines and dwindling away.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, right now, if you sign up for a Western Union account, apparently they're using stablecoins on the back end to do this for you, and you got to pay a percentage, right? But it's you won't have to. All you have to get around that, you just open up a MetaMask, right? You deposit some from Coinbase or, PayPal now, and you just send it from person to person. I mean, I just don't see them being able to sustain anything. I mean, unless they pivot and do something else. I think that was kind of your point, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I think for them, they're probably not trying to look at, because if you think about it, right, they'll probably charge the fees in terms of like what it costs for the on-chain stuff, and then maybe just a tiny fee. They can't get away with what they were doing before, for sure. They can't, like the $70 or whatever it is on 1,000, so 7 on 100 or whatever. But maybe almost kind of make that close to as free as possible, just barely any fee, and then offer these other products. So complete pivot, what you were alluding to. And I think that's the way that they can survive. Other than that, it's going to be really tough.
Yeah, 100%. They need a business model, and they need it quick. But maybe becoming a stablecoin company. Maybe, maybe they become a Circle and buy up treasury bonds and earn it that way. We'll see. Let's kind of get into the crypto fear and greed here. So last week we were at a 70. Yesterday we're at 67. My hint for you today is we're pretty much where we were yesterday.
67.
Whoa, we got it right on the nose. I don't know what gave it away. But yeah, so it definitely feels good that we're not falling too far back. I know last night was a little bit on the bearish side. We did get down to like 116.9 last night. I could be wrong though. I'm not 100% sure, but I know we got there this morning. But what do you think about this? Are we still in greed right now?
A little bit, but we're barely. Remember, we haven't gone deep into it yet, and so I'm not worried. I think this is probably a fair rating. If you look at some of the alts, some of them are starting to look alive. Obviously, more of the established blue chips, stuff like XRP, ADA, stuff like that, starting to say, okay, I'm waking up. But we haven't seen the mid caps really, or the newer tokens really have that energy yet. Just barely moving kind of to the upside. Obviously some runes and stuff, I think that's a little different because they had some excitement from Kraken and stuff, but I think once we start to see those jump up, then we'll get deeper in. We'll be at like 75, let's say like Merlin to like 35 cents or something, Merlin to like around there 35-40 cents. That'd be a huge jump up from Merlin. I think we're at like 75 score there.
Yeah, I agree. I think you're right. I'm really hoping to see some greed next week. I think we are running out of time for July to kind of hit some of the targets that I think we both kind of shared. 130, 150 was mine.
No, we were right already though, because we said between 115 and 130.
I was more bullish. I think for me it was between 130 and 150.
Yeah, and we got to 123 so far. So we got 8 days. We'll see what happens. We might have another run up.
Yeah, hopefully, and we got to do it this week, in my opinion. I mean, it's only Tuesday; we got plenty of time. But let's dig into that Bitcoin price action brought to you guys by Artura.finance. Artura is live, guys. They had some maintenance yesterday, but they are up and running. We were messing around with it this morning, and we're going to mess around with it in about 20 minutes when they join live, guys. This is the only show where you get founders almost every single day. It's absolutely awesome. So, and make sure you guys stay around after the team is here. We're not founders; they're core contributors. But after that, we have a lot more topics as well. So make sure you guys hang out till the end here. But Artura, these guys are on Botonix. Botonix is the spider chain. It is one of the most sought after L2s in the Bitcoin ecosystem. I think them and Merlin are the top two, honestly. And it's a battle. It's going to be a battle. But Botonix is still an infant has a long way to go, and you're actually seeing that with some of the volume over there. You should definitely go over to A2100 Bitcoin and Bitcoin World and kind of mess around over there. We'll show that in a little bit as well, because Artura has a chest there now, and we'll walk you guys through all that. I'm really excited for them to join us in a little bit. And without further ado, let's check out some Bitcoin price action.
Let's do it. Before we get into the price action, guys, we're going to ask for a little bit of help here as we do each and every day. And you guys are awesome enough to help us out on the YouTube side. Smash that like for us, guys. Subscribe to the channel and share this this stream, and also turn your notifications on so you know when we go live. On the X side, let's hit that like as well. Share this stream, share this X post, and then abstract as well. We appreciate all of you guys. You guys are awesome for helping us out and really just, you know, being a part of this community. Let's jump into some price action here. And when I do the price action for the new people, this is not super in-depth TA. This is trying to get a feel of where Bitcoin could be heading for the day, is kind of what we do. And then also look at some other aspects of the market, like the crypto bubbles, and we'll take a look at Ethereum and Bitcoin dominance as well. But looking at the day, the hour chart for Bitcoin, as you can see here, we have rebounded a bit from late yesterday. We got all the way back up to 119,700. Goodness gracious, that was at 8 a.m. Looks like they took it down though, right when the bell rang, and then brought it back up. So they took it all the way back to 117, well, almost 118 pretty much, and took some profit there. It looks like it actually got worse. It got down to, wow, 116,845. Goodness gracious, that was at night. But then they brought it all the way back up, man. Look at this candle. They literally ate this one all the way back up. So that's pretty cool to see that rebound happened there.
That is insane, bro.
I know.
I
didn't even know. That must have happened pretty quick, you know, like a huge dump really fast. But let's take a look and see if we can have some stability, because that was very volatile. Oh my God, that wick is crazy. But remember this wick, guys, because typically when there's a strong wick, they get revisited, but we'll see. All right, so taking a look here at the indicators, the MACD does look like it's a bit exhausted with this pullback up, because it looked like it slammed back down. So you saw this buy pressure was looking strong, got slammed, and then pulled back up. Now we're kind of like in no man's land here, right? So let's take a look at the support and resistance levels, kind of where we are, to see, hey, are we more support or more resistance? Looking at the 119,000, support is definitely kicking some butt. This is going back to 2 a.m. this morning in terms of data of transactions here. So you can see that the support is definitely looking a bit stronger here, and above at the 119,200 levels, and below at 118,900. So pretty much everywhere around here looks really strong with support. Now we run into a stonewall here at 119,300. So can we get past this level? That's going to be where you're going to see multiple attempts probably happen here. And if we get some large bids coming through, let's actually squeeze this in and see if that changes a little bit. Use a little bit more recent data, see if that changes the no, it doesn't change at all up there. So that's yeah, so we're still kind of in the stone wall right here. We got to get past 119,300, and if we can, then we could start to fly back up, you know, back to where we were before that candle dumped. But this right here seems to be a pretty substantial, yeah, it's not like crazy lopsided, but so the resistance is definitely there. But as you can see, as we're talking a little bit, it's attempting to. So let's see. It's going to be really important to see if we can get past 119,300. If we can't, then I expect the momentum to flip a bit, maybe some chop with the sideways down to 118.5. You can see the next level of support would be if we drop down, you know, get past these levels where the support lives. Man, it literally goes all the way down until here. So, man, I don't know if we're going to be able to get down here. You know, it really depends on where that, you know, how strong that 119,300 is, the resistance. If we can, you know, we can't get, you know, past this, and we keep, you know, trying to go down, that resistance is pulling it down, we might be able to get through all these levels. You're seeing it kind of happen right now. But yeah, this is going to be a tricky one, guys. You know, because there's a lot of support in these areas. But this 119,300, that is kind of that stone wall we need to get above. So I would say if we can't get above that 118.5, 118 is probably what we could look forward to in the next 4, 6, 8 hours. All right, let's look at the 4 hour. The 4 hour is kind of telling me a little different story here. So the 4 hour is saying, hey, I think we can get past that 119,300 eventually, because it's showing buy pressure, right? Now, obviously, if we dump pretty hard and we get back to like the 116.8 that we saw on that crazy wick earlier, then this goes away. And then we go back into sell pressure. But look how dominating the sell pressure has been on the 4 hour chart for Bitcoin. You're talking about starting on the 14th of July, which makes sense because, you know, dominance has crashed. Ethereum has stolen the show. You know, Bitcoin hasn't necessarily crashed so hard it goes, you know, it went back to 113 or anything like that, but it's been fluctuating between 115 to 119, but more on the downside, right? So when it fluctuates, it's more barely touching on the upper side and going more towards the 115, 116 area. Now, because this, you know, I'm seeing all the sell pressure and Ethereum kind of pulled back a little bit today. I wouldn't be shocked if we do get through that 119,300. So if we do get through that, then Bitcoin could see, you know, that 1 hour chart flip from what I was saying earlier. Now we got to see if we can get through that price point there. All right, so 4 hour chart looks pretty good. We'll see if the 1 hour chart can give some support to it, and then we kind of build into that. If that's the case, then we might see a good Wednesday, Thursday, leading into Friday for Bitcoin. The daily, man, look at this. The daily was so, like, we went through such a strong run for the daily. And we're starting a little bit of sell pressure. Now, this doesn't mean that we're going to start going down automatically, right? This could completely reverse. You know, one thing that we said was 130 could be on the table for Bitcoin for July, up to 130, in my opinion. You say if it hits 130, maybe even higher than that. If that's the case, obviously this will reverse. We got to kind of see. And another thing too, this is kind of a perfect setup here. If here, I'm going to make this bigger. It looks like a bull flag, right? A bull flag's forming on the daily. So this is where this can kind of reverse, pop back out, and start that buy pressure again on the MACD, right? So we start another leg here, then we're talking about, you know, starting that pull to the next possible bull flag there. All right, so I think we're okay in the daily, even though we see a little bit of sell pressure forming here on the MACD, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. The weekly, still good setup here. This is going to be a pretty good setup, I believe, until the end of the year. We might see a little bit of exhaustion again, but I don't think we go into sell pressure until after Q4, in my opinion. So we're looking good there. Let's take a look at the others. So this is everything besides Bitcoin and Ethereum for the weekly here. The weekly looks good for the others. It looks good. You know, we haven't really seen too much strength because it's been waiting on Ethereum, and Ethereum has arrived, or at least it says it has, by making, you know, dominance going down, Ethereum cracking above 3,800. The next level for Ethereum will be that 4106. I think that a lot of people say if it crosses that, we could see some craziness there, but we might have some trouble in between 3,800 and 41. That's the problem. Maybe not though, because when Bitcoin does run after Ethereum has made the statement of I'm here, it runs up with it as well. So we'll see if that happens. But yeah, the weekly looks good for the others chart. So alts are kind of sitting there saying, hey, we're ready. Ethereum, once you kind of get past that 4106, we're going to run hard with you. And Ethereum, I think is also kind of you know, waiting for Bitcoin to get aggressive for this little session up, maybe to help it cross over 4106. But yeah, let's take a look at the ETH chart on the hour. The ETH chart looks like it's just now getting into buy pressure. The hour chart to me is one of those that's a bit tricky because even though it's a higher time frame, it's like the very start of the higher time frames, right? The larger time frames. So it can be, you know, volatile a bit, and you can kind of feel like you want to give it more confidence than you should. But you know, it is showing that it wants to start some buy pressure, because last night we got all the way back down to 3620, and a lot of people were expecting, you know, some sell down. You know, they say it's Tuesday, so you know, it's Tuesday some parts in the world late last night, so maybe that was part of it, but it looks like a reversal might come into play. Did you have a comment?
Yeah, so if you look at the trend, right, if you go to go back before the big pump, and you just take a trend line from those two more left, a little bit more left, down, the bottom, yeah, right there. If you just take a trend line and just kind of follow that pink line up, right? The first one. I mean, it's just following trend at this point. Like it's like a perfect trend line where it came down recently and touched the bottom. But yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. You're saying basically this right here. Or are you talking about up here?
Like, yeah, it basically just follows that. It came down, touched the purple, came down, touched the purple, broke below the purple.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
Back up. Yeah.
The 50-day EMA. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it did, right? And you're talking about going back to the 15th, right? So this is what I mean, though. The hour chart is it does.
Yeah.
You mentally think it's longer than it is, but like from the 15th is when it broke above the 50-day EMA, touched it here, and then reacted by showing strength. We are below it right now.
Kind of like a fake out. Yeah,
we are below.
Like a fake out, though.
Yeah, so this is where it's testing it, right? So I think it's going to be pretty important to get above this. On the hour chart, it's more important to get above it, I think, on the 4 hour in the daily, obviously, right? If it goes below that, and I don't think it has yet. So, taking a look at the 4 hour chart, it hasn't, right? So if you go back to the 15th here, the 7th, actually, on the 4 hour, we've been above the 50-day EMA since the 7th of July. So it hasn't made contact on the 4 hour chart yet. I think, obviously, that would be the next, step of, okay, we might see Ethereum struggling a bit, but I don't think it gets there, right? I don't think it gets there. And then, of course, the daily is even further zoomed out. So we're not even close to the 50-day EMA on the daily right there. So I think we're in a good spot. I wouldn't get too excited about being back above 3,700 yet. Let's get some confirmation, get back to, high 3,700s with some strength underneath it, cross back over 3,800. And then let's see, if game on again. But I have a feeling that, these market makers want to make some of these longs that were overly aggressive pay, which they have been since late last night, up until kind of early this morning. And now it's, if the long, the bulls can kind of take back over, I think we got to push back up to, the higher 3,700s and really cross back over 3,800. And then let's look at dominance. This is a chart that we've been going over. This is the daily dominance. So, the first day, this is the first day in several, and it's not over yet, by the way. So doesn't mean that, we're going to have a green candle. Now the reversal would be probably Ethereum going to some crazy, 4,000 and Bitcoin slowly moving or even, reversing a little bit. But I wouldn't be too worried about this. I know there's some people that have said, Benjamin Cohen saying 64% is kind of target back. But remember, that doesn't mean that Ethereum just automatically goes down. He's actually really confident in Ethereum's strength right now. He's not confident in alts, though. And so if Bitcoin does rise up, but Ethereum also rises up, then we could be sitting at 64% with an Ethereum price of 380, 3,800, I should say, 3,850, 3,900, who knows? Or maybe even more, because like I said, once it makes that statement in the bull run year, when Bitcoin goes back up, Ethereum does as well. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, so that is pretty much Bitcoin and all the others, along with Ethereum price action. Let's take a look at the crypto bubbles here. A lot of red, kind of expected with the pullback from ETH yesterday. But you see stuff like Pump, which, man, Pump got killed yesterday. I'm talking about like obviously 14%, and it's just like down every day, right? So pump token got annihilated again. Every day it does. And then Ondo pulled back to 4.6%. You can see that. Jasmy pulled back 4.1%. Stacks pulled back 4.5%. IOTA pulled back 6.6%. XLM pulled back 3.8%. Lido pulled back 5.9%. Let's find a green one. Flare. Man, I haven't heard that in a long time.
XRP.
Yeah. Well, not anymore, but like that was the grand plan, right? Increased by 11.8%. You got Pengu.
So strong, dude.
Yeah, they're looking strong again. Up 13% there. Quant up 5.4%. Solana was weird. Solana said when everything else took off, XRP, everything, Solana said, I'm a chill. And then when everything's pulled back, Solana said, I'm a go. So it's kind of weird that, they got like tagged in. It's like a relay race there. All right, let's take a look at the top 200 real quick, and then we'll wrap things up.
Pump's under 004 for the first time.
Yeah.
0037,
No.
which is under.
It touched under it the other day
Did it?
at like
Gotcha.
0.00, but it was so quick that the people.
Gotcha.
But now it's hanging out there. That's horrible. You know,
And
so
it looks like it's down 40% since the high, which is nuts, dude. Insanity.
Yeah, a lot of people lost a lot of money on that token. All right, dog pullback 6.3%. I see a lot of people kind of complaining about the dog price action. I think dog's going to take care of itself once the time is right. I wouldn't be too worried about it. You got huge accounts that are just loving the community, and I think when you constantly get that social effect and it continually grows, it's inevitable that it's going to take over the price action, in my opinion. I could be wrong, and if I am wrong, I think it's an anomaly. You know, that if it doesn't happen, but I wouldn't worry too much there. All right. Meme land. I still got to look into that. Pulled back 9% there. Useless. This has been like I think new meme token. Pulled back 9.7%. You got Hex pulling back 8.1. Snack community on the Cardano side pulled back 5.7%. Brett pulled back 3.2. Starknet pulling back 5.5. Syrup, which is the token for Maple, up 6.2%. ZBCN, man, up 12.3%. It's definitely opposite typically of what the market's showing. So that is up. And I think that is going to wrap it up, guys, for Bitcoin and others and crypto bubbles. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that.
Yep. Great job, man, as always. And let's kind of get to the roll call here on the channel. We do a thing called First is First. If you're the first comment on YouTube, you get put on a spreadsheet to win a Bitcoin frog. Yes, a $1,200 Bitcoin frog is on the line. That does look like it's going to be a Webdro, Lucky Lukey type of show here. Webdro back at it. 35th win of the year. Congratulations to you, my friend. So Lucky Lukey has 38. Webdro has 35. Shout out to Hillbilly. Yesterday got his first one of the year, so really awesome to kind of see someone new in there. But this is looking like it's a two-man show here. Danny Boy had 26, I think was his last win. But still, I mean, we still have over 100-something days left. So if you are up for it and you want to give it a try, definitely want to be a part of this. Get a $1,200 Bitcoin frog. The winner will be given out on December 31st at around 1 p.m. So definitely want to be there for that for sure. All right, jump into the rest of the comments here. Like I said, Webdro was that first one. Webdro said, "What should I sell for Liquidium and Fluid Runes at these crazy prices?" What should I sell for Liquidium and Fluid Runes at these crazy prices? What does he mean here?
What should he offload? Well, we need to know what you have to be able to let you know what you should say. Oh, you're talking about maybe your house? Don't do that. Don't do that. That's always a bad idea. I feel like, maybe I don't know. Like if you have maybe some other like assets,
what kind of car you got?
Yeah, or some collectibles or something like that, or something just to kind of rotate out of into. Maybe I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give you financial advice, but that's something I would maybe think of.
Yeah. And we got Hydro Sapien here every single day. Really appreciate you, my friend. Again, with your full 1 month as a member, appreciate that. He said, "Well, who keeps hitting the buttons?" Not really sure. One plus at is here. Then we have Rats Dom, Rare Sats Dom, my guy. Appreciate you every single day. Merlin's Lucky every single day, representing the Merlin chain. I equals X is here. Shout out to you, my friend. Bitcoin is Truth is here. Abstract Chips and Dip with a long yo. Vader Time is here. Run it up. Let's do it. Satoshi Nakamoto. What's up, guys? What's up, Satoshi? Lackey Lukey again. Crypto Winner says, "What rune will get listed on Kraken next?" We actually had this conversation this morning. I actually think it's going to be Lobo. And I think you said...
I think it's either Lobo or Magic Internet Money. I wouldn't be shocked if Magic Internet Money is next. They love that token.
Yeah, 100%. Kai Effect is here. He says, "Never tired of winning." My guy. Appreciate you, Kai, man. I know he always comments at the very end of the show, and I don't see it until after the show. But definitely want to show you love, man. I know you always watch, my guy. Glass Hoppers here. So what's up, everyone? And then Lackey Lukey, we talked about it earlier, but it's member for 16 months, bro. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, brother. Choda is here. Tim Baker's went bullish on BDC Billy. I bought a good bag last night. That was you, Tim, who spiked that up? Someone spiked it up 16% last night. It was probably Tim Bake and his large money bags. My guy. Toast is here. Shout out to Toast, my guy. Appreciate you being here. Stan says, is there a date set for liquidity on mainnet?
It's on mainnet.
Liquidity, he might be thinking of liquidity.
DeFi. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Robin posted something about that.
Yeah.
Probably soon, honestly. I'm sure they want to get their products to market, you know, to get ready for the last part of this year.
Stan says, will Coinbase perps be limited because of U.S. regulations versus offshore? Like, yeah, 100%. It's going to be, they're not going to let you do more than, I'll be shocked if they let you do 10. Cash Cats, coffee and the donuts and the dog go to the moon. My guy, Cash, every single day. Let's get it, brother. Appreciate you, my friend. Mats is here. Mats has smashed that like. Ryan is here, my guy. Every day this week, Ryan. Appreciate you, my friend. He said, what's up, Crypto Nation? Let the gold rush begin. Are you ready? Dude, I've been born ready for a Bitcoin gold rush. He said, if you're here, you're in the right place. Subscribe, like my guy. Appreciate you, Ryan. And then he says, food for thought. BTC on Solana only has 21 million Bitcoins. I mean, dude, I don't know what you mean.
He said that yesterday, right?
I know. I have no idea what he means. Rick G is here. Shout out to Rick G. GM, long live OnChain Revolution. Appreciate you, my friend. Ryan says, Kathy Wood announced that Bitcoin and ETH are now a flight to safety. That's big to hear. Yes, Kathy Wood's someone who's been very bullish on crypto for a long time, though. Not shocking. Ryan says DGen with a dream, hodling, my guy. He says DGen Capital 100%. And then he says Shy, BTC, Peanut. And then he puts a whole bunch of tickers in there. My guy. He said self-custody is the way to go. 100%, dude. Chief Axel's here. Shout out to Chief Axel every day again, brother. Appreciate you. Ryan Bolon says Doge dog and with gold teeth. Gold Rush Doge. You're in some DGen stuff, bro. I appreciate you, though. Superfan says GMG. My guy, Superfan, appreciate you, man. Guys, go check out Big Noodle. Superfan is a builder in the space. And then Ricky Ricardo finishing off to all the boys that were here at 20K Bitcoin. You are a legend. Dude, we were here at 16K Bitcoin. I mean, even before that, right? I mean, that was, I'm just talking through. I got in when Bitcoin was $8,000. I got in August of 2020. But appreciate every single one of you guys. Yagobi actually got in at like $300. So
no, it was actually it was at like 800 because it had spiked in 2013. But yeah.
Awesome. And that wraps it up with your roll call for today. Appreciate every single one of you guys, man. We have 463 people in here. 268 on X, 149 on YouTube, and 48 on Twitch. Appreciate every single one of you guys, not including everyone on Kick, Rumble, Abstract, and Spotify.
They're coming back. They're finally here for the party. Dude. Yeah.
Finally. And all right. So, guys, our next segment we do every single Tuesday. It's with the guys from Artura. We talk about them. They power the Bitcoin price action every single day. One of the most bullish projects, in my opinion. I really appreciate these guys and what they're building on Botonics, a Bitcoin L2. Much needed. Leverage on a Bitcoin L2 is much needed, and these guys are building it. But they're building much more than that. But we're going to get into that right here. So without further ado, bring up Murion. So bring up Instant, core contributors from Artura, guys. Appreciate you being here today.
Jam. Yo. How's it going?
It's going well. We're trying to enjoy what we feel like is the beginning phase of beginning steps to this last phase of the year, which is going to be, bullish for alts. Ethereum's trying to make that statement, and we think Bitcoin probably has another run up as well. But how are things going with you guys? As a builder group, going live is a special occasion. What has that been like for you guys? Let's start with Aiden.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think I heard there's some builders in here, and I think anybody who's a builder can attest that, I think mainnet's always a big deal. And when you finally launch a product, sometimes it can feel like it's it's a big step. And so, just trying to make sure all the bolts and nuts and bolts and bells and whistles are working correctly. But, I think it's always important to remember as well that again, this is just one step in a long journey. So, there's tons to look forward to. I'm always very bullish on, I think the fall and winter in crypto cycles anyways. I don't know. That's just from previous experience. And I think there's really no better time to be kind of working in the space right now. Sentiments feel really solid, and it feels like everybody's, looking for the next big thing to come out of this run.
Yeah, man. I'm curious of your opinion on Botonics so far. You guys have been someone who are building over there. You guys talk to the team of builders over there and the people from Botonics. I'm curious of your feel for them and what your experience with the chain so far.
Yeah, I think obviously we're super bullish. I think like they're take a really interesting approach that I've talked with on the show before, but like they at least for the foreseeable future, they don't have a token. Like their token is Bitcoin. I think they're trying to really learn from previous chains. I get not some failures, but like hiccups as well. By having a community that is like just like kind of like full of like mercenaries and people that don't really care and they're just here for the quick buck. And so I think like they're trying to do like a really good job of building that like organic grassroots process. I'm not sure if you had a chance to speak with anyone from the team yet, but yeah, I think they're doing a really good job. And I think it's a slow process, but I think it's it's going to be something that builds up over and over again. And they're in it for the long haul. We're in it for the long haul. And yeah, we're just really excited to be building over there.
Yeah, man. We're setting to meet with Alicia next Monday. That video will probably be out later that week. So really excited to kind of speak with them. But good.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think launching with Botonics was perfect for you guys because both of you guys, like you said, are rolling out new products, and you guys are innovative in terms of bringing a leverage and perps platform to the Bitcoin ecosystem, but broader. Obviously, you want to onboard as many people as possible, but versatile offerings, right?
Definitely.
Bitcoin fungible stuff like that, and then they're new, and the Bitcoin layer 2 meta, I think is going to have its time in this bull cycle, maybe like in Q4 at some point, and I think both of you guys are going to be like very ready at that point, so really cool that you guys are doing that. Curious with Murion, you manage the community a lot, right? You deal with a lot of traders that have questions and stuff. What kind of feedback have you gotten from that trader community with Artura's launch?
So far, so smooth. Lots of questions. It has lots of people, right? So a lot of work to do, but pretty bullish feedback from them. They're patient and all the amazing stuff are coming from their mouth as of now.
Yeah. 100%, man. Artura, we spoke with so many awesome community members from you guys. We do Artura Spotlight. We spoke with Ace and Toast, and these guys seem really, really bullish on what you're building. What are you guys doing, from a community standpoint to kind of keep these guys so bullish? It's been a long time coming, but these guys are more hyped today than they ever were.
Yeah, community is really important, and we have a pretty good one. We're working on it pretty hard.
Yeah. I just also want to mention I think like we are in a kind of unique position. I think like if you look at like the narratives currently, it's like everything's Bitcoin and perps. With like Coinbase US launching their perps program, like huge, like tons of different milestones and records kind of breaking in that aspect, and obviously Bitcoin's dominant as well. And so I think like there's really no better time to like make like a Bitcoin perp dex that like is I guess more attached to like the Bitcoin ecosystem than just some of these other projects moving over. And so, I think like, we're trying to be like put like those bullish narratives and bullish sentiments, forward in our product and messaging.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really excited, to be honest, to trade Bitcoin fungibles, synthetic Bitcoin fungibles on the platform. And normally you would think an on-chain perps and leverage platform might feel like, somebody like Kraken is a competitor because they have that product, but it's centralized. But in a sense, more of these runes that get listed, it gives more stability, less volatility, and then more on-chain offerings as well that you can do with leverage. Do I have that correct, or am I off with that?
No, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So if I feel like I missed out on Gizmo and it ran from 10 million to like 60 million, but I'm like, oh my God, I can trade leverage there to kind of catch up. I know that might not be like a healthy mentality, but I'm gonna do it because
exactly.
But you get what I'm saying though. As long as you're responsible, obviously, to the audience I'm speaking, but yeah, that's awesome. And then if you guys wouldn't mind, I'd love to kind of take a trade. I have it up. Is that cool, or
yeah?
Okay?
It should be good. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, Murion, I want you to help me out here. First, for the audience, let me Actually, gonna move Shizzy's there. Let me get this. Okay. First thing I'm gonna do is go to Artura.finance and then go to enter app. Then it's going to open the application. And you want to connect your MetaMask wallet, or you can create a Privy account, which allows you to log in with your email address. I think they're working on like Gmail and stuff like that as well, which it will automatically create a Botonix EVM address for you on your behalf, right? So I already did all that. I'm logged in here. Okay, so I connected with my MetaMask, but I also signed up for a Privy. So you might say, okay, well, where's my, my money or my funds? You got to go to this wallet icon here, click that, select the MetaMask, because I don't have money in my Privy account, which is the same EVM address. I'm gonna go to my MetaMask here, and you can see I have my 100 PUSD there. All right, so I have been trading Ethereum. I want to get into an Ethereum position, but I am not Shizzy, so I'm not going to just do 1000x and say, prayers. So what would you do? I kind of have my setup here. I'm looking at the 4 hour. I like using the 4 hour because I can kind of swing a little bit. But Murion, do I have the right idea here using the 4 hour chart? I know go ahead.
Yeah, so currently I'm also in Ethereum longs, so you're on the good side. Let the probabilities play out. Yeah, we have on the daily chart, we have a daily push context with fair value gap. We should seek external range liquidity, and on 1 hour I get the fair value gap, which is my entry. So I just entered, even though Ethereum is a bit weaker today on the lower time frames than the BTC. BTC was showing pretty good strength, but on the daily chart you can see how much stronger Ethereum actually is. So I just went.
And for the I agree with you. And for the audience that's trying to figure out what's the difference with the 4 hour chart. So if you watch the price action, I go into that typically and say that it gives you a little bit of a forecast out 2, 4, 5 days out. I know that's a big range maybe, but nothing is 100% science in this game that we're playing with leverage. It's all about probabilities, right? So, but the probability is, you can see the stochastic RSI is coming up out of oversold territory. It hasn't hit the 20-point mark yet, but it looks like it wants to inch that way. You can see that the sell pressure is exhausting on the MACD. The blue MACD line hasn't curled just yet, but because I'm a lot risky, but also Ethereum has shown strength, and it seems like it wants to head to at least crack 4K again. I feel comfortable taking a middle risk play here. So the max leverage right now is 25x on the platform. So I would do something like, okay, so this to me, to conservative people, they say, wow, that's kind of 12x is a little risky, but I'm willing to do that. So I'm going to put $50 here, and I'm going to set my stop loss because I'm responsible, right? Yeah. Okay, so this is where I'm not gonna lie, this is a little embarrassing, but I am newer to this part. The stop loss part. I did like to gamble a little bit more. So what I do is I usually use my intuition. I know that's horrible. That's a horrible habit to have, but I just kind of use it. But what would you say is rule of thumb? So you want to maximize wins, you want to minimize losses. So for you, are you setting at like a 20% loss, 30% take profit? What does that look like?
So in my case, I'm always going for 1 to 2 risk reward, and for stop loss, I would suggest to put it on your invalidation levels.
Okay, so help me out there.
In my case, for example, I will put it at like swing low, week of the swing low, depending on your entry. But can you go to maybe 1 hour chart? Let's see, you can put it at, for example, at just a second, let me see.
Let me open this up a little bit too. I guess this could be the swing low. So the hour chart. So you said what, the what time frame are you talking about for like the
Yeah, I'm
dailies?
talking on 1 hour. These
Okay.
recent swing lows. I'm more in a scalp intraday today.
Okay.
But if you're willing to risk more and you're trading off of 4 hour, you feel free to put it at stop loss at the swing low of 4 hour candle.
4 hour candle. Okay.
Because that will be your invalidation level.
Yeah, because I wanna swing this, and I
Yeah.
know that like a 12x isn't a typical swing leverage amount, but
But
I know I'm
Bitcoin
mixing here.
down,
Go ahead.
yeah. Bitcoin dominance is dropping. Ethereum could like pop off pretty good. So
Okay, so let's say my liquidation price would be 34.28. So I think what I'm seeing here would be 35.23.
yeah, somewhere around that.
Wow. So hold on. Why is it doing that for me? Lost. Oh, there it is. Okay, dollars wise. Okay, so that's why. Because there's an extra zero on there. I was like, why is that so big of a loss? Okay, cool. So I'm happy with this. Okay, so I set my swing loss here at 35, or my stop loss at 35.23, and then I'll do a take profit at, let's say I want to do like 30%. Like that. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna buy along here, and it should pop me out. There it is.
I love how smooth the site is too. I think you guys did an amazing job, Instant, and tell the other guys as well. I mean, phenomenal job. I love the way it looks, way it feel. I was messing with some trades this morning.
Yeah, we're trying to always make it faster and faster. We just came out of a little maintenance, so it should be faster than here.
Yeah, I mean you can see right there that the trade is processed. It's just showing up on the front end. It takes a second here, but okay. So one other thing too that we were hearing from a lot of these traders that we were interviewing for the spotlights was that you guys are going to be having like customizable P&L cards. Is that correct?
Yes.
So how will that work? If you don't mind kind of explaining that.
Yeah, so after you close the trade, you go to the history there, and you're going to have I think right besides the fee, you could see like the P&L.
Gotcha.
I can show mine real quick.
Yeah, you will see like the share arrow, and you just enter that, and it will pop up with 6 different designs of P&L cards.
Gotcha. Oh, so 6 different designs.
Yeah, so you can, I think you showed it. Yeah, go to the right.
Right here?
Yes.
Let me get my favorite. I don't think I made much on some of these. I'll go to my last one. Okay. And then it'll take me to the app.
Yeah. Right. Now it should pop up P&L cards. I think 6 designs should pop up.
Found. Let me give another one. Yeah, I'm not sure why. Maybe because I didn't do much with them.
Yeah. So will you be able to upload like an image of yourself, or you select between 6 different images there, and then basically you can kind of customize it by putting the information in, or what is the customization?
No, you get like 6 different backgrounds.
Gotcha.
3 of mascot arty, 1 with our logo, and 1 with dollars, and 1 just a blank with Artura's logo.
Gotcha. Also, by me creating that trade just now, are you guys tracking that? Are you guys adding like some sort of like points to the accounts?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be, so we do have the leaderboard set up, so you can actually, I think the leaderboard should be live. You can actually see the top traders currently on there. So, I mean, this will be further populated as well. And we do have our points program releasing very soon. So we're going to have more information coming on that later this week, along with a campaign through Botanics to offer real Bitcoin to anybody who uses the platform and, goes about that, their quest campaign. But But yeah, we're gonna have like more rewards to come, and then obviously I think we're trying to really reward early users. So if you trade in our platform early, like this is all being tracked. If you trade in our platform within the first 7 days, also we have our whitelist for our VIP passes that are going to be released very soon, because those are going to have points multipliers or points boosters in our program. So lots more to come. Definitely like try to get in early though, because that's where we're giving out the most rewards.
Gotcha.
I'm number 5. Look at me.
Really?
With my 40%, 40% win rate. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah, I'm number 4.
4? That's you?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, man. So, but yeah, guys, get on this leaderboard. Get on here. You're definitely going to be on here, guys.
Yeah, and you also kind of double dip here because Botonics is tracking transactions on their chain, and you're going to be earning. They keep track of that, right? So, really cool. Okay, so obviously Botonics is that first rollout. We know that next, is it still kind of what we talked about in the plan? Is Hemi coming up next, or are you guys kind of taking some time to reassess that?
We're working on Hemi. We're going to be on Hemi, definitely. But I don't know if I can give away like the exact details on when we're launching on them. Obviously we're just trying to make sure that the platform is pitch perfect here. Then we're going to move on.
Gotcha.
So you guys are looking really good. I do love the chest. You guys are right in front of the police station, which is nice in case anything bad happens. I have PT right there. I leave your store there. I can come over here, kind of hang out in this park. I do love what Botonics is doing with this. Is phenomenal, and I do love. I'm curious of like the chest. Was that your idea? What's that process like to be on this map and have this?
We had no idea we were going to be the treasure chest, so that just kind of worked out that way. It'll be, once we're fully live with all the questing and everything like that, for users to earn Bitcoin on our decks. That'll be the chest will actually be like fully like alive and animated. It says coming soon right now, but I don't know. We were pleasantly surprised, very bullish that we got the chest in the city. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you got a great location, right? It's all about location.
Exactly. You load in, you can see the chest peeking out as soon as you load the page. We're like right there. Yeah, good real estate.
Awesome. It really is, dude. I honestly couldn't pick a better spot. I mean, you guys are right there.
That's all on Botanics. So we had no input in where our location is or what our building was going to be. We just kind of loaded up the first time, and we're like, whoa, it's actually like, yeah, it's really good. So Botanics believes in us a lot, and we really appreciate them and everything they're doing. Great team, great chain. So I'm very bullish on everything to come with that.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, looks like I am losing on my trade here. So thanks a lot, Murion. Just kidding. No, this is a swing trade. I'm not going to look at this probably until tomorrow. So, but yeah, it's that simple, guys. The team has been working really hard, and I know that like you have to remember these are all like new technologies as well in terms of Botonics. Their chain runs different than Hemi a little bit, right? EVM is the main tech stack, but like they have their own nuances to it and stuff like that. So just be a little patient, but everything works smooth. And if there's any questions, I would say initially go to their Discord. You can always ask us questions, of course. We meet with the team weekly, but go to their Discord because you want to join their community. They have great community members there. I mean, the traders that we interviewed are all a part of that. And Murion does a great job, by the way, by kind of curating that community there. So, any last words, I guess, from
Hold on, real quick. Since you're down on your trade, I'll show a winner's trade here. So I'm up 22% on my $17.25 average trade. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's Ethereum trade. I'm now 41% up on Ethereum trade. Yeah.
Real quick, Murion, I'm curious too. So this is a chart that I've been kind of following here. Ethereum's been rejected, going all the way back to March. It's been rejected at this 4,100 once, twice, 3 times. Do we get rejected here, or do we finally break through?
You just wait for the candle to close. You'll see if we get sweep or hard close on it. If we get hard close on it, we're going up. If we sweep it, we either just consolidate a bit or we dump below. But I think we'll go up. Ethereum had massive rally this week, and I think it's up only. Q4 should be like pretty insane.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay. So I agree with you on that. But what does a pullback look like, right? Because I expect there to be some sort of pullback. It's always been, the market makers, they won't let us just up only for 4-5 months. So like Ethereum crosses 4,100. Let's say it says, hey, I'm going to try to head towards all-time high, which is 4,800. We get stopped at like 4,500 in August, right? Or something like that, first half of August. What does a pullback look like for something like Ethereum? Do you see like how it's been doing, which would be horrible when it hit like, 3,500 or more, it pulls all the way back. But I don't see that happening, for the rest of the year. But what do you see?
I think we could like see quick dumps, like it could be pretty massive dump, but just a quick sting in some levels. And because we had some like huge run-ups on Ethereum and other coins, I would just probably look at weekly and daily charts to see like some logical levels that we could retrace into and just be there until the new all-time highs and just ride the trend.
Gotcha.
For example, now you see on the daily chart how we swept the previous day high and we just retraced into the daily FEG. You have this gap that we are filling up now, and we are respecting it, so we should move upwards from here.
Yeah, this is very bullish to me too. Yeah. We just full on wick here. I mean,
the daily candle is showing that on 1 hour chart or on 4 hour chart, like on the lower time frames, we have order flow pushing up. So like you can see everything in the candles and the wicks.
100%. All right. That's the last thing I got. I guess final words.
Yeah. Murion, let's start with you, Murion. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're live now. So try us out, give us feedback. We're listening. We're excited.
Yeah, we have major announcements coming along for everybody to really get in early on the ground floor and start using our platform and start earning some real rewards off of it. So it's a perfect time. We have great traders in the community. If you guys are new to trading, always feel free to join our Discord, ask questions. We're always available to help out, and just stay in the loop and follow our Twitter, join our Discord. Big things coming.
Absolutely. And for the audience, this isn't just another leverage and perps platform. They're about community, and they're also about versatile products. So, like the Bitcoin offering of the Bitcoin fungibles, synthetic fungibles is going to be huge. You can't find that anywhere. I want to trade dog right now, and I don't want to go on centralized exchange just because I don't want KYC. But, other stuff too that I don't want to tease too much yet, but just think outside the box is what I'm hearing. But we appreciate you both joining us, as you do every Tuesday. That's the one thing about us. We bring the teams, the contributors and stuff to you guys. So thank you both for spending time with our community and audience.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, have a good week.
Likewise.
See you guys.
Bye.
Absolutely awesome as always. Really appreciate those guys giving us the time, but got a bunch more stuff if that's cool. All right. So I got the Western Union thing last. Okay, so this one kind of is not so fun. Just days after a $1.2 million wallet drainer, another massive attack has drained 254K USDT. The victim signed a malicious approval over 50 days ago, and the scammer patiently waited for a large USD deposit before instantly stealing the funds. So this is the one thing that really scares me about TradFi coming over here and using stable coins, or normies coming in and using stable coins. You have to remember that our industry is so easy to get corrupted. It's so easy to get accidentally you go to, for instance, if you go to Binance.co, you forget to put the M in there, you type in too fast, and then it's a drainer account. You connect your wallet or whatever it is, right? It's crazy how fast you can lose your funds if you're not smart. But having putting $250,000 in one wallet, I think, is a little bit reckless anyway. But damn, how do we fix this? Like,
So a couple things here. I think TradFi coming over here actually does end up fixing this, and I'll tell you why. Number one, they're going to have security teams that go through everything that they use when they're doing these funds. Number two, if there's a hacker that breaches, whatever their fail safes are, there's going to be a corporation or entity that is large enough to, tap the shoulder of the government and say, hey, like we gotta end this. We gotta stop this, or like we can't grow as an industry or whatever. And then that's when our intelligence agencies will come into play, in my opinion. They can find out who did it. They can trace the IP. The problem is they didn't care with crypto before because the administrations before didn't care. So it's like, does it benefit us? Was their mentality? No. Okay. Well, you get what I'm saying? So I think there's going to be like large donors or somebody that might get screwed over. And then it's going to be a big warning to other people that try to do this. And then they're going to be terrified. Even if like North Korea does it or whatever, they'll be able to trace it back. Our intelligence agencies are that good to be able to trace it back to them, precisely pinpoint that's where it was. And there will be, at that point, threats, in my opinion, from nation to nation. So I think actually a lot of this dark crap stuff actually gets cleaned up within a year and a half, 2 years, because it's going to happen, but it's going to happen to the wrong person. It's going to happen to the wrong entity, and they don't play that.
Okay, yeah, I mean that makes a lot of sense. I didn't even think about that. You're right. Like putting the proper punishments in line for doing this will first stop it. If you're going to do years of jail time, doesn't matter how much money you steal. At the end of the day, you can only get so far from that. So yeah, 100% right. Putting harsh punishments, but you really think that there wasn't harsh punishments before though?
No,
Okay.
no, not at all.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, imagine if someone was like a serial murderer, but like doing it to elite like politicians all around the world. They would have got caught in like 2 seconds. Not 2 seconds, but like quickly. You know what I mean? And so I'm not saying it's exact apples to apples, but they will consider that almost as serious if it's large amounts of money that will be destructive to corporations in America, especially if America is the leader in crypto, right? And I think the punishments will be very harsh. And I think that these hackers will second, third, guess over and over, or like think again and say, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be what they were. Now, Do Kwon's punishments and SBF's, those were easy people to get. You know what I mean? They messed up by being greedy and losing other people's money. The people that think that they're so untouchable are the ones that will, be found. And I think it will make them stop. Now, people will still try to risk it here and there, but I think it gets cleaned up a lot.
Yeah, no, I agree. I couldn't agree more, actually. All right. Ethereum raises blocks. So we talked about yesterday that there was a proposal, and it got 50% yesterday. It got over the hump. It got over 51% of the votes of the stakers. But Ethereum raises block gas limit 25% to 45 million, boosting transaction throughput as part of its broader scaling roadmap towards 60 million and beyond. So they want to get up to 60 million, which is another 25% from there. But raising the block gas limit to 45 million makes the EIP 1559 burn slow down at first. Lower base fee, less Ethereum burned, unless demand quickly expands to fill the extra capacity, which makes it pointless of doing this anyway, because, more people are going to come online anyway. So I don't know. I don't even know if this was even needed. I'm not somebody who thinks that you should be using, Ethereum for meme coins anymore. Ethereum has, Beyond has become stronger than that. I think they're going to be a premium chain, and I think paying a premium price for a premium chain is fine, because you can go to Arbitrum, you can go to Base, you can go to Optimism, you can go to Polygon Matic, and there's so many more L2s that are coming up, Sony and Robinhood. I don't think you really need to do this, but they do for whatever reason. But what do you think about this?
Well, I mean, so do you think Bitcoin is a chain to have meme coins?
But it's not expensive. That's the thing. It doesn't get like insanely expensive over.
Honestly,
I mean, but like I just don't think with all the Ethereum L2s, there's no need for it. You know what I mean? Like we don't have that over here.
Yeah,
we have.
yeah.
They're not rolling up yet and landing on Ethereum.
So
like
once
they
that,
are on Base.
once there's acceptable scaling solutions, I agree. I think that like
it'd be stupid to use Bitcoin L1 at that point.
Yeah. I agree with that. I don't know if they're trying to change. You know, maybe they did some sort of deep analysis that this is a strategy to help increase, transactions. You know, I don't know. I don't know what to say except for I guess they're going to find out, right? Find out.
EIP 1559 seems to be like, remember the ultrasound money. No Ethereum's going to get burned, especially the transactions stay on the lower side. But moving along.
Real quick, last statement though. That doesn't make sense to me though, because like the foundation came out really strong statement. I think last week and said, we need to get Ethereum to $10,000. So I don't know why they would do something that would be opposite of that in terms of strategy.
But yet the thing, it's not the foundation. If I have 32 ETH in a validator, I can make a proposition, and then 51% of the people can accept that, right? You probably have SharpLink voting for this, and a whole bunch of these newer guys voting.
But they want Ethereum to go up too, though. You know what I mean? So,
but they also want the chain to be utilized, right?
I think they want Ethereum to go up more than they want the chain to be utilized, especially SharpLink. You know what I mean? Like,
if Western Union comes out and says, "Hey, we're going to be using Ethereum," L1. I mean, that's kind of what they want.
So that's where I think some of these people voting might have some connections to people that are going to use it. So if that's the case, if they want to directly use Ethereum, maybe they don't want to go through a layer 2 or servicer or whatever, then they just want it to be more affordable. I don't know.
Yeah. Moving along though. SpaceX moved 1,308 Bitcoin worth 153 million to a new wallet after being dormant for 3 years. Is Elon getting ready to sell some Bitcoin here?
Either that, or he's trying to consolidate it, and I don't know. Maybe he knew.
Are you worried?
153 million is not that much.
He bought this at 40,000, and now we're at potentially 120.
I mean, he is, he might need to use the funds for something. You know what I mean? So like he's very a plan type of person. We heard like how efficient he was with NVIDIA and getting all the hardware and stuff. Like that was supposed to take months. He said no, he got it done in like days. So maybe he needs this is a part of a plan. I don't know, but I also know that he's talked about Bitcoin being valuable and stuff like that. So I don't know why he would sell it at this price. But
it could be just what happens is, let's just say you have a CEO or whatever, not CEO, or like treasury guy who holds this. He leaves the company. You want to put it in a fresh wallet, right, for the next guy who takes that job, who's going to be responsible for that Bitcoin. That could be it too. So. All right, ETH flows around 131 million of Bitcoin were sold yesterday, July 21st, and 296 million of ETH were bought up. I was actually in a camp saying they're pushing Bitcoin down on purpose to buy up ETH, and my prediction is happening here. I mean, it was obvious yesterday. ETH was bought up like crazy, 296 million in ETH, while 131 million in Bitcoin were sold. Insane.
Yeah. The inflows, we talked about that, right? It's increasing. It's bringing more attention to, I think, institutions that are maybe getting a little FOMO too with it, right?
Yeah.
Is it fully switching hands though? I don't know. I don't think yet. Part of it has started. The interesting thing is going to be like when Bitcoin does make its next run up, will the inflows, go back to where they were, or will it be more retail that comes in? I don't know what that's going to look like, but as of right now, this is pretty much the story that we're seeing, in terms of dominance and stuff as well.
100%. Blue Origin announces its latest crew for its next manned space mission, which includes Tron's founder, Justin Sun. I feel like years ago, Justin Sun was kind of hidden in the shadows. he was doing stuff, and you would hear the name, but you wouldn't see his face. Do you think Justin Sun, by doing this and becoming, do you think he's trying to be, like a face now, a face of crypto? I mean, it really seems like this, especially with you don't do this type of stuff. This is full publicity. I mean, the Katy Perry launch a few weeks back with the full woman launch with Gail Kim and everybody, and now you have Justin Sun being a part of this next man's mission. What do you think is his goal here, or do you think he just wants a moon ride?
No, I think he bought the gold card, so he has that citizenship, the quick route to citizenship here, and he's a billionaire, and so I think he does. When you, like you said, when you have that amount of money, you either want power or you want fame. More fame, right? And so maybe he does want more fame in the US. And with the US becoming the crypto capital in the world, I guess this makes sense in terms of PR standpoint, right? It's like, get out there, let your name be known, not just to the crypto world, but to the everyday people in the US.
Yeah. No, 100%. I agree. I think it's really smart on his behalf. Like, you want to be in front of the cameras. Kind of goes back to the movie Casino, right? When the guy questions De Niro and he goes, "Why are you even on camera anyway?" And De Niro was like, "Well, I want to be out there. I want to be a face. You can't mess with someone who's a face." And that's kind of what Justin Sun's doing right now, right? Yeah, he can do everything he wants to do in the shadows stuff, but being potentially a face of the, I mean, you can be completely rich in the shadows.
No,
like,
I mean,
that is right.
But now he's like he's doing like all this bad stuff.
Well, I mean, for a while, people thought that Tron was a scam, right? People thought that Tron was doing illegal stuff. It was a chain that was for scams and for, getting around tax and stuff like that. But now it seems like Justin Sun wants to be potentially the face of crypto. Would you consider him a top 4 player? If you consider, Brian Armstrong, right? Justin Sun. Who else would you put up there?
I mean, CZ, Brian Armstrong, Vitalik.
Yeah, those 4, right? I mean, would you put Justin Sun with those 4?
I don't know about yet, but I can't think of someone else. So maybe I guess so. Who else is there?
I mean, you could say that the founder of Solana. You can say
I don't even know his name though.
Link. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%. Well, speaking of Solana, Solana flips BNB market cap to become the 5th largest cryptocurrency behind Tether, XRP, ETH, and Bitcoin. What do you think about this, man? Do you think Solana and BNB, this fight, dude, is absolutely insane? They are like just $2 billion away from each other, but Solana is taking that now. It's the 4th largest blockchain, besides XRP, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. Who do you, if you had to pick one to win by the end of the cycle, let's say the top of the cycle, who are you choosing?
Oh man, that's good. That's a tough one. Oh man, at the end of the cycle, at the top, if I had to pick and you had a gun in my head, I'd say BNB, just because I feel like they have more ceiling than Solana does as of right now. Because Solana has been the talk of the town for a year and a half, while BSC's been, they've had their moments where they're like, they have their 4 launch pad, they have this and that, and but not that much in the West, right? So maybe it's a West-East thing. But I think because of that, the Solana does have an Eastern community, but Binance, BSC has more opportunities to onboard more West community. And I think with the way that the US and this administration has treated the East in crypto, that opportunity is big. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would say BNB would be my pick, but wouldn't be shocked if Solana has a higher market cap, but I would have to pick BNB.
Yeah, no, I agree. Is it crazy to me? I mean, it's crazy to me. Is it crazy to you that XRP is double the market cap of Solana?
No, just because they've been strong even through like the down, like
double though. Like, I understand maybe 30-40%, but double.
Yeah, I don't know where they got all their money from. I mean, they've been around a lot longer. They've been around since 2013, and they've been pitching that infomercial around the world forever. So
yep. And everyone talks crap on Ethereum, but Ethereum is 4 times as big as Solana and BNB.
But not XRP.
Well, it's double the size of XRP.
True.
So we will see who wins that race. All right. Telegram launches built-in crypto ton wallets to 87 million US users. So now every Telegram will have a wallet connected. How bullish is that, bro?
Pretty bullish, but how I would never keep a lot of money in there.
No, but I mean,
You know what I
now
mean?
potentially I
it,
could send
it,
you.
Yeah, so
send,
convenience thing, but it's also like Venmo too. For me, is like before, I mean, like we would connect our credit cards to Venmo or whatever, but I don't know. It's gonna be different for this, but I agree. Easy, convenient, probably $100 if I need to send something to somebody, pay for something. The thing that's gonna really start to like blow my mind is whenever we stop using stuff like Venmo, or Venmo has an integration, which I know they're involved with crypto, but they make it a lot more simple, because right now you have Crack that's competing against them. So the peer-to-peer payments applications, what they're going to look like in the next couple of years. But this one you could use it for that. I think this will be used a lot more in Europe and Asia than the US though.
Yeah, I don't have no ton. Like, you know what I mean? Like, am I gonna need ton for this wallet as gas? Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I don't have any.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm not sure.
All right, and the final thing here is Ordinals and Runes, going nuts right now. It's absolutely beautiful to see. Let's kind of jump to the Ordinals first. So we do have the Node Monkeys sitting at 5,400, up 9% on the day. Let's go to the 7 day. 7 days is a lot more challenging, but look, Taproot Wizards are up 23%. Node Monkeys are up 11%. Ordinal Maxi Biz up 11%. Puppets are up 8%, and Generals are up 170%. There was some FUD this morning. Did you see that about Tom Riddle?
Yeah, so I saw a little bit about how he treats women or something like that, right?
He apparently in the one chat that I'm in, I haven't seen it because I'm not really in there a lot, but apparently he posts pictures of the women of crypto and like talks crap about them and stuff like that, and somebody's been screenshotting it. It was basically all the women, and he's just, I don't know. But you can't really expect much from people on the internet, right? I mean, if you're I don't know. But what do you think about
the details about? Yeah, I don't know the details about it, so I'm not going to really comment on that.
Well,
but
he posted it. It's easy. Elizabeth Olsen, for instance, he posted it and he says like what he wants to see. Like he wants to see under her dress, or he posted this girl and he said, you know, like S's of crypto.
Well,
you know, stuff like that.
But like, I'm not going to say he did this or he did that. I'm not going to.
Well, I've seen it. So I've seen like they posted.
I don't even want to get involved with that. Is what I'm saying.
Well, I'm just saying, but like. But the thing is, it was up.
Shot up the price.
Like, yeah, it did. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, the Adderalls. They spelled Adderall wrong. I think that's what they were trying to go for there.
Yeah, it's like cracked out cats. But this guy, he creates cracked out cats, and you you want him to be like
a gentleman.
Like, yeah, like I don't know.
Yeah. But Ordinals in general. They've had a really strong bounce up. I mean, look at Node Monks creeping up, man. They're at 5,400 floor. Puppets, they're starting to take over. Yeah, Puppets took over for the longest time. I don't know if this switches back or what, but
is it fair to say the bottom is in for Ordinals?
Ooh, that's tough. That's a tough question, man, because I want to say yes. Because even if we do have a slight pullback with tokens in August, I don't think it's going to be that same bleed out pullback that we had earlier this year. In that case, I don't think we see a huge bleed out pullback with Ordinals and NFTs. But let's see how high they get here, right? Because to see frogs cross $1,000 was really awesome to see that.
Yeah, it really was. It's definitely a good moment for frogs, because frogs got beaten down. They were the first one to really get beaten down, right? Everything else eventually came with it. But I'm going to call it. I think it's the bottom for Ordinals and Runes. I think it's the bottom for crypto, period. Right? I don't think we get into anywhere we were in June. I think the June days are over, which is kind of marks the bottom, late May, early June. But we'll see. But not, like I said, not just Ordinals are pumping. You got the Runes pumping as well. Runes are doing really well. I mean, again, we did cover it a few days ago, but you got Gizmo, slow grind up. I mean, it got to 11 million quick, and it's just been slowly grinding up. It's one of easily the top meme coins over here, and a lot of people are suspecting that it's going to get listed on Kraken. Bro Bear had a nice move up 230%. I actually went and I purchased some Seiko last night. I got a little bit of Seiko, and I got a little bit of where is it? What is that called? Oh, there's BIP. Based in that Panda. I got a little bit of this last night too. I was feeling the FOMO. I got it in right under 1 million, and yeah, and I hold Bro. I got some Lobo this morning as well. But what do you think about runes, man? Are you bullish on them right now?
I mean, the ecosystem looks alive. It looks like it's alive again. We'll see if it can be sustained. I think that's always been the challenge, is sustainability, because it's just seems to come and then leave. But we're in a different part of the cycle. We got way different support now. So if this can turn into something that's long lasting and sustainable, because that's what it needs to be.
Yeah. What about this too? Magic Internet Money volume over the 24 hours is 264,000, while Dog is only 202. I know Dog's volume is really on Kraken now, so it's not really on chain anymore as it used to be, and MIM's not anywhere else besides Solana. But do you think this is a telling tale of potentially the next one that's getting listed?
I don't know about the next one getting listed, but I think that they have a big opportunity to. Nothing's gonna beat Dog in my opinion, but it could really be like that strong second place.
Yeah,
Ethereum
to Dog's Bitcoin.
What's up?
Like Ethereum to Dog's Bitcoin.
Yeah. Just that second place, that second strong, formidable. And it's not just because they don't have like that community that they definitely don't have the community that Dog has. They don't even have the community that really Billy has. But what they have a community, but more than that, they have like the cool lore behind it. And that's the thing is Arthur Hayes talks about like Magic Internet Money. You have even the Solana guy, what's his name? He fought
Ansem.
Yeah, Ansem talks about how Magic Internet Money's history and lore is really cool. You know what I mean? And like being in the forums and stuff like that. So because of that, I think there's going to be a strong pull for it. And I think that's why it'll be number 2. Number 3 will probably be a war between Billy, Pops, Gizmo, Lobo. Those will probably fight for number 3, and then it'll go down the line there. But some of these tokens, they really do need like a home base and sustainable liquidity pools and stuff like that. But I do think we get that. I think that we get that this cycle. Whether it's Arch,
I think it's already here.
Yeah, I mean, dot swap
is
they're doing good. They don't get enough props. Even I know from us, I can't speak for you, but for me, I can say I have not given dot swap enough props. They deserve it because they have been the closest thing that we've seen to a Uniswap, version 3, and with their new Nexus, decentralized approach to it, right? You gotta hand it to them.
I've been over on DotSwap a lot because I'm trying to figure out ways to make money, and using Rune Mine's bridge is an opportunity because potentially I can buy cheap on DotSwap when the price does drop over there, because it's weird. There's no really price action over there. There's no charts or anything, and in that sense to where you can kind of see on a chart and kind of see. But if you got to go and see the price on DotSwap, see the price on Magic Eden, see the price on Dex Screener, and kind of be like, okay, do I have enough time to take this over to Rune Mine, bridge it over there, and then sell it on the DEX right before the price drops? And I'm trying to figure out ways to do this. I'm trying to figure out maybe potentially have one on this side, one on this side, and sell and buy at the same time to where I don't have to bridge. I definitely want to do more arbitrage this cycle on a sense of keeping the same amount of tokens, but also making some money while I'm keeping the same amount of tokens, right? And potentially earning some Bitcoin or Solana in that sense, depending on where I buy and where I sell. So I'm actually looking into doing that. So I've been looking at DotSwap a lot and kind of seeing how the price action works and trying to maybe getting myself set up for that, because I think arbitrage, there's not many people doing it yet, especially on DotSwap, and I think there's a lot of opportunity there.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right, and that is our show for you guys today. We have, wow, man, 518 people on X, YouTube, and Twitch, not to mention everyone on Kick, Rumble, Abstract, and Spotify later. We appreciate every single one of you guys. It means so much to us.
Absolutely, guys. Without you guys, we couldn't do this. I say this every day, and I'm going to continually say it just because we appreciate you guys so much. We thank you for the support. But also, our partners help us do this, allow us to do this full time, and this is what we love to do. So if you could check out our partners, we greatly appreciate it. Sats Terminal is the DEX swap aggregator for the entire Bitcoin ecosystem. If you're looking to swap for runes or alkanes, they support both. You got to do it at satsterminal.com. Why? Because you'll earn Amber points. Amber points are an XP system that are going to be, for you to accumulate towards a give back to early adopters. Right. So make sure you're heading over there. Tomorrow we have a segment with that team. Stan, the CEO, is going to be on with us with some big announcements. It's going to be really exciting. Make sure you guys tune in. It is going to be at 12 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you're tuning in that. Go to satsterminal.com, dive in today. And then Emblem Vault is the Bitcoin Layer 1 interoperability tool for ordinals and NFTs. NFTs like the Rare Pepes, the counterparty NFTs. You're going to be able to jump these over to Ethereum. You can do it right now. The Gandhi platform supports borrowing and lending for Taproot Wizards. So you can actually take a loan out against that. They're going to probably support some more, but you can do it very simply with Emblem Vault. They can walk you through the process. Join their Discord. It's very, very simple there. We actually have a tutorial in our library for you guys to check out, so you can go step by step with that. But eventually you're going to be able to use their AI agent Hustle to help you vault these ordinals and NFTs and jump them over. Hustle is their AI product that works with Solana right now, but they're going to be integrating the Bitcoin tech stack to it as well. But right now you can use Hustle to guide you through the Solana ecosystem. The jungles of Solana is not a place you want to be by yourself. I actually used Hustle this morning. I asked them about a token that if I should stay in, by the fundamentals of it and the analytics, and kind of got some reassurance of my decision with that. So it's a good research tool. You can use him to actually make DeFi decisions on your behalf. There's a conditional trading aspect to it to set up a trade once Fartcoin drops 20%, get into that, and then get out at a 50% profit. And there's going to be more and more features with that. So make sure you're taking advantage of it. Right now, the application is free. It's always going to be free, but in the future, the free version is going to be kind of limited. So you want to test it out now to see if this is something you want to be about. In the future, it's going to be a bit token gated. They're integrating their Hustle token into that. And don't forget, they also have a Bitcoin Rune that is the main token for their entire parent company, the Emblem founder vaults. If you go to OpenSea right now, you can participate in a pre-sale environment right there and purchase an NFT. And once TGE comes around in October, they will give you instructions on how to get that Bitcoin wallet out of the vault, and then you'll have your runes in that. Head over to emblem.vision and to learn more today. And then Artura.finance, we talked about that today. They are the perps and leverage DEX of the Bitcoin ecosystem. They are now live on mainnet on Botonic. So head over to Artura.finance to learn about the platform and learn how to use it. It's really simple. We went over that example today. You can only trade Bitcoin and Ethereum right now just because this is their initial tokens that they rolled out. But eventually they will be having Doggo to the Moon and possibly some other non-traditional assets from the crypto space for you guys to trade. So that's a little hint there, teaser. But when you use their platform, you earn points for their XP. It's going to be going towards an early give back as well. You also earn points towards the Botonics chain as they keep track of chain transactions that way. They're going to be launching on Hemi Bitcoin Layer 2 very soon. So head over to Artura.finance, get familiar with the platform, head over to their Discord if you have any questions. And then Fluid Tokens is the UTXO wizard devs of the Bitcoin ecosystem. They are building on Cardano and Bitcoin. But on the Cardano side, if you are a part of the Cardano community, you can actually earn Babel fees in their Aquarium platform by adding liquidity there. Also, you can borrow and lend. They have that product there as well. Really cool. They're one of the top builders in Cardano's ecosystem. But on the Bitcoin side, they are also one of the top builders over here. They were the first to offer retail staking vaults on Bitcoin Layer 1. They already had the Doggo the Moon Season 1 and Season 2. They're about to roll out the Season 3 at the end of this month or the beginning of next month. And you're going to be able to stake alkanes to earn dog or stake dog to earn alkanes is the plan. So make sure you're taking advantage of that. Also, they have an airdrop tool for builders that are looking to airdrop runes or alkanes to their communities. It's right in their menu. It's really simple. There's two options. You can either airdrop using a CSV file with all the addresses on it, or you can do it manually one by one. Head over to fluidtokens.com and you can click on the Bitcoin side or the Cardano side to learn more there. And then Tokyo Wallet is a multi-chain smart wallet that is building for the best UI and UX experience. These guys support Cardano and Bitcoin right now, but they're going to be supporting Sui very, very soon. You can trade for runes directly in their app as they partnered with Sats Terminal to make that possible. You can also trade for Cardano tokens directly in their app as they partner with Dex Hunter to make that possible. So if you have an iPhone, head over to the Apple App Store. If you have a Android, head over to the Google Play Store. Download that. You can find us on there in their alpha section as well. This team is truly building for the best UI, one-stop shop. Head over to Tokyo.io. And then Merlin Chain is building, bringing, uniting Bitcoin strength through the power of AI with their AI Wizard 0.3 version that can guide you through Merlin Chain's ecosystem. You're going to be able to ask questions in their next version 4 once they release that about other chains. You can ask, hey, give me the top 5 whales and let me know what they're holding. You can copy trade them. You can also do DeFi functions with the wizard. You can do that right now in Merlin Chain's ecosystem, but in the future, you're going to be able to do cross-chain stuff. It's really cool, innovative, what they're trying to do here. But you can also help secure the chain, Merlin Chain, by participating in their staking option. And they have 3 options with that. The first one is Bitcoin. You can stake Bitcoin to earn more Bitcoin. You get an average of 16% APR. So the minimum is 8, the top is 21. It is locked up until September 30th. If you do stake, they'll do the math for you, and then they'll announce if they're going to do another season of that. And then you can also stake your Merlin Chain tokens. There's 2 options for that. There's the flexible, which is a day-to-day. You earn 15% APR. You can claim your rewards every single day. But when you do withdraw on the day-to-day, it does take a 7-day cool-off period to receive your Merlin Chain tokens back. If you do a 6-month lockup period, you earn 45% APR, but you can also withdraw day-to-day as well. Head over to merlinchain.io to learn more there. And lastly is our last partner here, our Ordinal Hive, which is an Ordinal aggregator marketplace. You're going to find the cheapest Ordinals around at Ordinal Hive. One thing they boast about is the fact that they are very quick to get your Bitcoin to you if you sell an Ordinal. You don't have to wait like you do on Magic Eden. Typically, you have to wait 10 minutes or longer, depending on the block. Over here, you get it almost instantaneously. So make sure you're taking advantage of that, as well as some really cool trader tools that they have. You like live mempool insights. You can see if someone accidentally mispriced an Ordinal. You can try to grab it. They have a lot of cool trader tools there for you to kind of be on above the rest to have that edge there. So make sure you head over to ordinalhive.io. And thank you guys so much for checking out our partners, man. We really do appreciate that.
Yep, 100%, man. And if you guys have a few minutes and wouldn't mind checking out onchainrevolution.io, brand new article just dropped, Bitcoin Runes and Kraken match made in Valhalla. Definitely want to check us out. Brand new, guys, just dropped today. Be one of the first people to read this. I'm telling you, it is very, very good. So check it out now. And we got so many more articles dating all the way back. It's like every single week we put out one. So you guys go all the way back to 2023 and kind of really catch up through all the articles one by one and get as much knowledge as I have because it's exactly what was going on that week. So definitely check that out. And then if you guys need a VPN, highly recommend Nord. I have 2 Nord accounts because it's so cheap. You can get up to 5 devices per account. I have many devices, so I have more, but I have no problem paying the $3.39 a month. I locked it in for 2 years, set it, forget it. If you do lock it in for 3 months or something like that, then when you come back with the same email, you will have to pay the $11.59. I highly recommend getting it for 2 years, locking in, set it, forget it. Once you do get it, you'll love it. Because once you go to the sites, especially if you put it to Italy or El Salvador or Spain or wherever you want, you put it wherever you want in the world. When you go to those sites, you can kind of get different aspects of, if you go to Netflix or whatever, you get different Netflix movies than when you're in Spain and in the US, stuff like that. But also, when you go to DeFi websites that geo-block you, it doesn't happen no more. Because you can just switch your geolocation and you're out of there. And one thing you have to understand too, VPNs are very legal. They're very legal. It's about privacy. You're allowed privacy, guys, because your IP can actually lead you to your home address. You don't want that. I don't want that. Don't do it. Get a VPN. There's free ones out there, but I highly recommend Nord. I think it's the best. And on top of that, if you guys need merch, we're going to be adding some new merch here very shortly. We have some of the best stuff already here. Check it all out. Hats, hoodies, jackets, and so much more. Dog hoodies, Seiko the hamster, Gizmo, $billion cat, Polka, and so much more, guys. Node Monkey, send nodes, and so much more. Check it all out here at onchainrevolution.io. Remember, guys, we are live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific, and 3 p.m. UTC. Check us out all week, guys. Until tomorrow.
Peace.
OnChain revolution roll call. Market recap. You're not bullish enough. No. You're not bullish enough. No. Look at the price go. Bitcoin control. Why you still coping? Price action rolling. Don't fall for bear trap. Swapping indexes and putting it up in the sex. I can take profit right now. OnChain is where I be now. You can never look back. They don't want you to know. How did the market react? Fear and greed, gotta adapt. Now we bridging the tokens and marching the network right now. You know how crazy we are. Nookies are savages now. They know how crazy we are. Chain abstraction, main attraction. OnChain revolution.